What up? What up? What up? You know what time it is. Appreciate everybody in the chat.
What's cracking, everybody? How we doing today?
So
we are live, sir.
Oh, I know we're live. Did you guys hear that? Did you hear the reverb? I guess not. But anyway, yeah, everybody, what's up? We got a special guest today. As you can see, you're here with the Funkin homies every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Western time for East Coast folks, 9 p.m. Eastern time, the best coast. Sorry, West Coast. We'll debate that later on.
Shots fired right in the beginning of the pod.
Right in the fire. Bang.
Yeah, I never bought into the East Coast, West Coast thing. I live on the west side of the country.
Yeah. Well, you're in Reno, so I guess it's a little bit different. But we got Chris here from Nighthawk brand with us.
Welcome to the pod, brother.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's an honor to be on the Funkin homies.
That's what's up, brother.
Funkin homies, yeah.
Funkin homies, dude.
We got tons of stuff to go through today, as usual. We got our fast as fuck boy. A little bit of Chris's origin story, and we'll talk some bio bombs here and there, but we're not going to make you sit through a whole hour infomercial bio bombs because we don't want to do that ourselves.
Yeah. We should talk about bio bombs.
We will.
My first bio bomb yesterday, and I got to tell you,
get right into it.
I was a little bit skeptical of it. Smoker car. I was like, really, I'm just going to put this little cup thing in here with the little bubble module thing and just put it in there. The smoke smell's going to be gone. Sure enough, gone. And then that Sugar Plum Daddy.
Hey.
Ooh, sheesh. That smells good, man. So, yeah.
They want us to keep it on all year. We're still in the air about it. There's only a couple left to grab. So if anybody wants them, grab them while they're hot.
I think you should. It's kind of like people are going to get disappointed, kind of like when Taco Bell gets rid of the nacho fries. You know what I mean?
Or Mexican pizza.
I was going to go Mexi melt with that, but nacho fries was an interesting choice.
Sugar Plum Daddy is your Mexican pizza, Christian.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a new way to look at it. I haven't heard that yet. I appreciate that, Chris.
Yeah.
New take.
So the funny thing is, since we're in the bio, we'll go into bio bomb story time like right away since we already dived in there. I've known Chris for a while through Infinite, and Infinite does interiors. Chris really doesn't do interiors that often, right? But he was getting his beard trimmed and his hair cut, and tell them what happened.
Dude, so I was getting my beard trimmed, just trying to look fly a little bit and not look like one of the local transients here. And she was asking me about how to remove smoke smell. My beard dresser, right? Fantastic lady, does a fantastic job. And she's asking me about this because she's trying to sell her car or whatever, which is the car I ended up detailing yesterday. So she didn't end up getting the bio bomb. I got it. But she says to me, she's like, I think I need a bio bomb. And I'm like, really? No shit. Like, I know, I'm friends with Godfrey, the owners of bio bombs. And you and I talked a little bit on Instagram, Christian, at that time. But I was like, yeah, I know those guys. See, check it out. We're all friends. Oh, no, really? Yeah, I know them. And it was kind of a trip when I told her, when we scheduled the appointment, because the car's still sitting out front. She's going to actually probably come pick it up while I'm in here on the podcast with you guys.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, I'm actually now going on the Bio Bombs podcast with the owners of Bio Bombs, the Funkin homies. So, yeah, that was kind of cool. And that's someone who has no affiliation with detailing at all whatsoever.
I love that, dude. That's really cool.
Out there.
Now, did you tell me she found out about us on Reddit? Is that correct?
I don't know if it was Reddit or what it was, but she knew about it. I mean, she didn't even know about us. We're in the same fucking town, she knows about you guys. So
that's pretty cool, man.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate sharing that for sure.
Yeah, he told me about the story. It's kind of wild. And, because we've been trying to link up, getting him a sample and all that, but, and I appreciate this because he doesn't really do interior. So, Chris is the type of guy where he doesn't want the sample because he doesn't want to waste our sample if he's not doing it, right? And I feel like, other people do, like Stan was on here. He's the king of interiors. But that leads us into like a little bit of your origin story. You have your Nighthawk brand, but you actually are a detailer.
Yeah, I am a detailer as well. I have a schedule. I'm actually kind of backed up. It's been kind of a crazy December, January. I've never detailed this much in December, January like I'm doing now. But like my origin of detailing, my detailing story started when I was 14 years old. And I was raised by my mom. My mom and dad split up, quite young. Not that I didn't have a relationship with my dad. Love my dad, and we have a great relationship, always have. But like me and my mom didn't have a lot growing up. So we had one car, and my mom actually, it's kind of funny. Her job when she was a teenager, like going through high school, college, she was a detailer. Before detailing was detailing. She worked at the wash and clean cars like in depth. And so we were actually going through the Salvation Army to get school clothes for schools coming up. That's what we had at the time. And I saw a box of like on the ground. It had some McGuire's polish in it, some Terry rags, and Armor All, that extreme tire shine. It was like half used, and that was on the ground there, and it had like some sort of soap. And like I remember, this is before microfiber was even invented, man. So these are Terry.
Yeah, you were still using Terry towels.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy to think about like how far back that was. It lets me know how old I'm getting.
Yeah, man.
Because I mean, you think about it, like 14, I'm 37. What's that? 23 years or something? Yeah, I know. Almost a quarter century, right?
It's crazy, bro. We're going fast.
So I picked that up, and I had a $5 bill. I picked it up. I negotiated with the Salvation Army folks to let me have it for $2. So I was pretty pumped. I went home, cleaned my car, spent all day on it. My neighbor actually saw what I did, and he's like, "Hey, man, you want to detail my truck? I'll give you $40." And back then, like I think I've spent more than $40 since we started talking here. Like nowadays, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the amount of time, money goes quick. But $40 back then to me as a 14-year-old kid was crazy money, crazy good money.
Yeah, man.
So I did his car. Then he linked me up with a couple of friends, and before you know it, I used detailing with that stuff I got at the Salvation Army to go buy new school clothes. And I bought a pair of Lee pipes. I don't know if you guys remember those or not, but like the baggy pants.
Yeah.
I was so
they were
pumped.
literally like a straight baggy.
Yeah.
Pipe
Lee
leg.
pipes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. That was those were the pants that were in style nowadays. Now
they were like a level down from like Jenkos.
Yeah. Yep.
Because Jenkos were like the super wide boys.
Yeah, I mean they had the really baggy pipes, but they were adamant like the cooler pipes were baggy. So I mean, like you have like a 2-foot tarp on each leg, and those are some cool V pipes. You know what I mean?
But shit's coming back now, man. Some of the young kids I see them, bro, they're wearing like these tight shirts with these like straight, like they're not wearing the baggy pants the right way, in my opinion, anyway. Because it's weird. You got like a tight top and then these baggy pants, and
do you pull them aside and be like, "Yeah, let me tell you something"?
Nah, man, because I know a couple young bucks that do it, so it's like I know them well enough, but I don't want to crush them because it's just like I said, it's not my thing. But they're coming back.
Yeah, I've
full circle.
I would be
Terry cloth towels ain't coming back to clean cars.
No, they're not. Microfiber is just much better. The onset of microfiber kind of changed the game. Yep. So yeah, then like fast forward to like I've always detailed on the side. It's what I love to do. It's a passion for me, and like now it's kind of evolved. You're right. I do hate cleaning interiors, like absolutely. Matter of fact, that's how Wicked Citrus, the product, was born, was because of my hatred. That product was born out of hate for
such a strong word. Such a strong word.
Yeah, no, I mean, and there's not. If there was a stronger one, Chris, I'd use that because I just don't like. Yeah, I just do not like cleaning interiors. I do fine at it, but I absolutely.
You look like a guy's pretty clean kept though. I'm sure the house is clean. Everything's got a space, whatever. Like it's just the interiors just aren't your thing.
No, I feel like that would be Mrs. Nighthawk. I'm a slob.
Okay.
I feel like we got an advertisement here. It's like, listen, BioBombs makes interiors easy for even people who hate doing it, right? Like,
like it just changed the game for me because, like, for me, I was looking at like smoke smell. You're either dealing with an ozone machine, tons of extraction, steam, bioenzyme cleaners, and it takes time. And then you get it all clean, it dries out, still smells like smoke. Like literally, I was able to detail the outside of the car, some on the outside of the car, while that did the work for me. And it blew my mind. It's like, dang, if this was around a long time ago.
And you use the aerator with it, which is key.
Yeah.
You're not doing in my opinion, you could use the BioBomb without the aerator, but you're not doing it right unless you have the aerator with it.
If you're a professional, you need one.
Yeah.
It just makes the process faster. It increases the potency. And like you said, dude, you can work on the outside of the car while you let the inside of it cook.
Mm-hmm. Now, I kind of anticipated like a strong smell when it got done, but it wasn't. Like I opened the doors up, I let it vent out, and it wasn't. There was like no bad smell at all. I mean, it smelled kind of clean, like a cleaner was used in it.
Yeah, it's like a swimming pool kind of smell or whatever. There's certain
Mhm.
people that are like hypersensitive to smells, and they'll call us and they'll be like, "Hey, man, my car smells like chlorine or bleach or whatever." But I don't know if you know this or not, but you can use distilled water. You can spray distilled water inside the vehicle, in the air, on the carpets, whatever, and then the gas that's actually left in the car will actually absorb itself back into the water. Because the
Oh,
gas
nice.
itself would much rather be suspended in a liquid than in the air. So as soon as you spray that clean distilled water back in the air, the remaining gas molecules suck themselves right to it, and it dissipates that smell. If you ever run into that situation.
So here's what I did though, like just to make sure, and even then the next day, which would have been today, I texted Godfrey about it yesterday. Even then, like, so you guys sent some of the BioBombs minis in my package, and that was cool. So I dropped one of those in my Tornador,
Yeah,
with the tank,
yeah.
and I
Nobody
mixed
talks
up.
about that often, dude, but that's a pretty
Yeah.
cool way to use them.
So I put it in there. I put some oil in there and some emulsifier and kind of made like an air fragrance spray. Don't worry, we're not getting in the air freshener business, but I do know how to make it. And then I just filled the rest up with distilled water, like you said, and then I used that Tornador and just kind of fogged the whole car, kind of drove it into the headliner because smoke goes up, doesn't go down.
Yep.
So you're not really looking at the carpet, you're looking at around the seats and like smoke goes up.
Yep. Seatbelt right across the chest where somebody's constantly burning.
So I blasted it with that and gave it kind of the air freshener scent, but that BioBomb mini being in there is going to ensure that smell is cooked out of there.
Yeah,
and it was very minimal effort on my part, and I love that. That's what I loved about it. So
and we're here to save people's time, man. Pretty much time and money, money and time.
If it wasn't for BioBombs, I wouldn't have been able to do this podcast because I would still be trying to detail that thing.
That's what's up. Give a round of applause for that one. I like that. So Chris, getting back, you said you had created Wicket for the hate you have of your interiors. Why don't you continue speaking the blasphemy into my heart right now?
So for me, right, the way I would do an interior, I'd come along my APC or whatever cleaner, I'd clean all the funk off, and then I'd have to go back and redress the surface, right, to make it nice and shiny. And so I was out there one day doing that stuff with my fat stand scrub pad and my APC and then my dressing, my water-based dressing, and I'm like, why can't we just put this into one? Why can't we just make this like one thing? And I hadn't even heard of the products that already had existed yet. But I guess there was a couple. But that was my idea, to just put it into one. So in came Wicked Citrus. And then I wanted to make it also dilutable because I'm a detailer, man. I detail cars. I generally do classic cars. But I always think of those guys out there and like, how can they get the most out of the product?
Of course.
So
what was the most recent classic car you did?
So the most recent classic car I did was a 69 Cutlass 442. And it was probably the most challenging car I've ever done. And the thing, so like in the hot rod world, right, there's a lot of shady shit that happens during the sale of these things. Okay. A lot of people buy these cars sight unseen. I talked to a fella yesterday about this. He bought a car. It's his dream car, exact color, everything he wanted. He gets it, and I'd actually seen the video that the guy sent him, because the owner of the 69 Cutlass I was doing is good friends with this guy. So he showed me, and he's like, what do you think of this, Chris, while I was over there detailing the Cutlass? And the guy says, he's like, all we got is one scratch on the trunk lid here, and everything else is good. That thing rolled off the truck, man. It's like two raccoons had a boxing match on the top of the whole car.
Of course.
And the guy's just kind of like, he's just sad because he's just spent a ton of money on this car. But anyways, with the Cutlass, that's what we ran into also. It had an abnormal amount of orange peel on the top. And as I started going through it and getting to the orange peel, I could see that they actually had laid orange peel to hide oxidation that was in the paint. So you find a lot of stuff like that in the classic car game. Just people want to sell the car, they buy them sight unseen. Because if you're looking for a specific classic, they're hard to find. They're not here anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you find it, you're going to pick it up, and you're not going to see it. You're going to pay a transport truck to come get it. And that's what it is. It shows up how it shows up. You buy it as is, and you could be in a whole world of hurt. So, but that's kind of what happened a little bit with this Cutlass. And the Cutlass, I think I put 171 hours into it. The details I do aren't, and like I say it in the lives or whatever, I'm not a good person to gauge what you should charge for this or that, because the detailing that I do is completely different. It's a long time. They're generally very expensive. I try to cut people as big of a break as I can because like Nighthawk's my main thing. I do that detailing because I love it. I love that classic car scene. I'll kind of go in later to the story of how we got kind of into the classic car scene. It's a pretty good story, and lined up with Phil and the Slick 65.
So I mean, I would guess or venture to guess here that if you're doing classic cars, you got the trust of that community, meaning like one guy says you did a really good job and it just multiplies into job after job because you become a trusted source. Because I used to work for in the car industry, as people know, and Christian knows this. My old boss is a classic car nut. Like this dude's probably got an 8-car garage. Like, and it doesn't like he's not
Dude,
he's not made like that.
He just started renting out a spot. He's got his own garage now where he's like throwing all types of shit, dude.
Yeah, but he was
Took it
dude.
to
But
the
I
next
talk
level.
about like
Shout out to Rick.
this
if you're
dude. Yeah, Rick, if you're listening, this dude would flip, and you would come in one day and there'd be like a road runner, like you name it, like
Bro,
a
he rolls up.
442, a
I go to-
GTO, a
yeah.
Judge.
You
Like,
name
what?
it, dude. He's Mopar dude all day. But literally, like in the summertime, if the auctions are hot or whatever, this dude's rolling up in a different whip every week.
Right.
He's the master
Every
car
week,
flipper.
bro. I asked him the other day when I was talking to him, dude, how many cars have you owned? He's like, it's got to be over like 250 at this point.
I
That's
truly
like real talk. All bangers, too.
I truly believe Rick is one of the best car flippers in the country. I'm not joking when I say that. Like,
Oh, dude, it's easy though. If you got something that somebody wants, man, they'll pay money for it. They don't.
he knows how to find it and close the deal and get it. That's all I'm saying. Like he's one of those dudes.
Dude. Did I ever tell you the story about how I got my car? How he did my car? So this dude Rick we're talking about or whatever.
Mhm.
He literally saw this thing on a forum. I got a Scat Pack with a 426 swap and shit. She's a beast. Long story short, I bought it off this dude. So he owns all these cars or whatever. He saw this car on the Mopar forums and they were like, he sent him a message because he seen the guy wanted to sell it. He lowballed the hell out of him. The dude blacklisted him, blocked him, wouldn't let him message him or nothing no more. And like I said, the dude's owned over 200 cars. He gets his wife to email the dude and let him apologize to him for lowballing him or whatever, but he really needs to see the car, needs to get the car, whatever. The dude got the car, he had it for 6 months, and then he got a new vet when the vets first came out or whatever, and his wife was like, yo, you got to dump a car, you're sleeping in the garage. So he wound up flipping the Challenger to the dealership. I missed it because as soon as he put it up, somebody came and swooped it up. The dude who owned it had it for a week, wound up bringing it back to the dealership. I saw it pull up, and then I buy on impulse all the time. I'm like, yeah, I need that. And I was like, kind of that. But like the dude literally like had to email somebody and like work around with his wife to try to get to this vehicle. Like if you're good at what you do and you know that you got a market for something or whatever, you'll do whatever it takes to get it.
Right.
Business owner.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, classic cars, dude. It's a love of mine. I love it because I love American history. I love this country. I love how it was built, how it all came about. Very all about country. I mean, you can see by the flag logo behind me or whatnot, but I feel like classic cars are part of the foundation and building blocks that made our country what it is. You know, I feel like that was a great time. Industry was happening, innovation was happening, and like when I'm detailing one of those cars, I spent a lot of time with it, and I almost like kind of put myself into that place. Like, dude, this was stamped out by some dude who carried a steel lunchbox to the factory. He was stamping out fenders, and this is where we're at, you know, and this has survived all this time, all the fuckery that's happened in the world. This thing's here and it's been here longer than I ever have been. And I'm getting the opportunity to work on it. But yeah, you're right.
What's your favorite car you've ever worked on?
It'd be the Slick 65.
Okay.
1965 Ford F100. And to me, that truck is special because it's going to be hard for me to find one that I've like loved more than that, because that's the one that kind of led us into this scene over here. Like, we don't advertise, you know, like I even see Donna Detail Logan, right? I see his advertisements on my Facebook because we're in the same area, right? I'm not doing that, and I'm busy all the time. He's trying to do different stuff than I am, but the story behind it's kind of cool, right? And now we have actually a product, the Slick 65 detail spray. which is people are seeming to like that quite a bit. But it was the 4th of July, and we had set a tent up, like a pop-up tent here in Fernley at the local 4th of July festival. And I met this fella. And so over here we have Hot August Nights. And I think Hot August Nights are
Tim told me about that. Yeah. We haven't made it out yet, but I heard it's a good time.
Oh, dude, when you guys get here, right? So the whole scene's good. Like, you go down there, it's hot. There's cars everywhere. I myself, like, there's a Mexican restaurant that I like to get, Daddy's Tacos. I'm gonna take you guys there. Like, it's all just a part of the whole feeling and the vibe, man. So like Daddy's Tacos, I get that burrito and I'm just sitting there in my chair, dude, and like drinking a beer and just like the vibe is cool.
It's a couple night event, right?
What's that?
It's a couple night event, right? Isn't it a couple nights in a row?
This year it's gonna be 10 days. 10 days of Hot August Nights. You know, so we're gonna
wow.
A lot of beers, a lot of sweating, a lot of Daddy's Tacos burritos for sure. But so like we met this guy over here, and so there's a series where it takes all the best cars, all the best of show winners throughout the course of the year, if it's a Han Event Series qualifying event, and they go compete for the Han Event Series championships. So I had met a dude at this thing, and he was like, "Hey man, I won the best of show today. I'm going to be in the Han Event Series, and I want you to detail the car for it." And at this point, I hadn't really like detailed any classics yet. And I was like, wow, what a great opportunity, you know, get my company name out there, get me out there as a detailer. So I tell him, all right, I want a week. I want a week to detail the car, make sure it's good. And these cars, if they win the event series in any category, they go on the actual Hot August Nights shirt for the next year. So
that's dope.
You know, I block out a whole week for this dude. We're July 4th. We're talking like the middle of August, because it was actually the event series championship was after the Hot August Nights, the event. So I'm waiting. I don't hear from him. I message him. I message this guy, and this guy had like a Camaro. I think it was a 68 or something. And I'm like, hey, I haven't heard from you. You know, I got this week blocked out for you for the event series. And he sends me this text back like, I joined a car club, and I'm going to go ahead and use their detailer. Period. Sorry. I was fucking pissed. Right? Like, I was mad because, like, it wasn't like, hey, I'm going to go through. Like, the way he ended it is just sorry. You're not sorry, dude, because you wouldn't have done it if you were going to be sorry about it. You know what I mean? So anyways, I looked around. Like, I even called up Hot August Nights. And I was like, because now I'm motivated by revenge, you know?
Of course.
Great motivator. So called Hot August Nights, didn't turn up anything on that. We do work with a local pinup group. And so through the pinup that we work with, Carly Jane, Phil, the owner of the Slick 65, he also followed her. He followed us just like a couple days before the event series. Right. And I looked and saw that he was a qualifier. So I messaged him. Never seen this, never talked to this guy. Never talked to this guy. And I'm like, hey, man, who's helping you clean that truck up for the event series? He's like, well, I normally do it, but my back's real messed up and I can't do it this year. I'm like, I'm your guy, man. Like, here's my website. I'm legit. I'm not just some random dude. So never meeting this guy, I load up all my stuff. And now we're in like a couple days before the competition. Right. Whereas I wanted a week to go through it. Couple days before the competition, I mob over there, load up everything I have to detail with. Never seen this dude ever. And like, he's still working a 9 to 5. So like, there had to be some level of trust there, because he's leaving me alone in his house with his truck. And before that, a lot of people, and he told me before, he's like, me and my wife are the only ones who've ever touched his truck, like to clean it or move it or anything, you know. And you find that a lot. You find that a lot. Like, a lot of guys, nobody's touched their vehicle but them. And this is kind of going back to what Godfrey was saying, of like, you have to be vetted by somebody, but you got to get that chance, and that chance isn't easy.
Sure. It's like when you get like bartending school, you know, no one cares that you went through bartending school. They care if you have experience being a bartender somewhere.
Can you bring someone? Can you make a drink?
Shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get over there and I grind for 22 hours, just hard on this truck. Like, I ended up finishing, or getting it as close to finish as I could, 3 hours before the competition. So I came home, showered, took a nap, and then drove back to the competition. I was keeping it, you know, clean at the competition. So like, during Hot August Nights, you'll generally find me where Phil's at. And I go there and I wipe down the car. I don't even give a shit if we win or not. You know, that's because Phil gave me that chance, because Phil opened that door for me and, you know, gave me a shot when nobody else would. That forever, the Slick 65 or whatever Phil has, it could be a different truck. It could be a 94 Ford Tempo. If that's what he's showing, that's our number one sponsored vehicle. Just because of that. And we ended up winning the People's Choice Champion category bracket in it.
Yeah, that's
So,
dope, dude. That's
and
what's
that
up.
the guy was there, you know, and I mean, whatever detailer did good, but the guy didn't even shine the tires. You know what I mean?
What's Chris dealing with the dude from Turkey? I think that's a shot at Chris right there. That Chris
At me.
Biobomb, Chris.
At me.
Yeah.
I got this story where our account got hacked, and this dude from Turkey held me for ransom or whatever. It seems to be something that continues to keep showing up in the chats.
Well, that is a hell of a story. But one question I want to ask you.
I got to reach out to him and see how he's doing. Sorry.
Not to pivot away from.
I'm glad we got you back, Chris.
Yeah, right.
It
could have gone. Yeah, it's a story for another day, but it's definitely an epic one for sure. Maybe we'll revisit it here sometime. It has.
I gotta check in with our digital terrorist to see how he's doing first. We haven't spoken in a while, so
a digital terrorist. Yeah, that's it's funny. So listen, Nighthawk, Chris, I wanted to ask you. So about brands and making it. Like, I wanted you to speak a little bit on what it's like to bring a product to market, right? Like, because all of us, you know, Biobombs will bring a product to market. You know, Thor, they bring a product to market. You know, you got a bunch of people out there that bring these products to market. And a lot of people think it's as simple as like, I'm going to take this off the shelf, package it together, put it online, and people are going to buy it, right? No. There's a lot more risk,
of course,
and
dude.
time.
That's exactly how easy it is. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. And
I mean,
people don't realize
you
got to put a lot of risk in there.
Yeah. I mean, if you're blessed by an algorithm, then yeah, it's that easy. But that is like 1/10 of 1% that's out there.
Yeah, you gotta dig in, man. You gotta do hard shit.
I mean, so like when we launched our brand, so we started building our brand about 1.5 years, 2 years before it came out. And a guy, Charlie Fales, who great friend, and is, I would consider to be one of the goats in mechanicing and car painting and everything. He's like, he can do anything with cars. He did our R&D testing for us, you know, and there's 2 other owners of Nighthawk, Trent and then Aaron. And they're kind of silent in it, but Charlie did a lot of that testing. So when you bring a product to market, or you're going to start a brand, right, get very comfortable with not selling anything for about 1.5 years. So we launched, right, and then we sold stuff to just Charlie, and that was about it for a while. You know, TikTok kind of opened up quite a bit of doors for us. You know,
shout out to Charlie if you're listening.
Yeah. So like, if I get a product and like it kind of irritates Stan and everybody, because Charlie has Nighthawk stuff that nobody even knows about. Like,
for Charlie, he deserves it, man.
Yep. You know,
we do the same thing with our people. We take care of certain people.
Mm-hmm. He's one of and I consider Charlie to be one of the founding members of Nighthawk. So like, we do the R&D testing, right? But we launched a brand, no sales. Just to Charlie and a couple other people, like, oh yeah, cool, you launched, you know. So get ready for that, because that's difficult. And you think like, oh, we'll get influencers and this and that, and you know, we're just going to sell all this stuff and make gangbuster money. No. You're going to go into debt. You're going to spend a lot of money. You're going to hold on to a lot of inventory for a while, and it's going to suck, and you're probably going to fail if you don't have the grit about it.
So expect failure is what you're saying.
You should expect to fail, man. Failure is where a lot of the lessons come from.
Yep. And like, when you talk about fails, right? So we could take our rinseless CTX, man. Hundreds of tries failed. Nasty Nate's Magic Paste, the wax that we iron label, that was our first like real good paste wax. Okay. I mean, we had the original, which was good, but it wasn't like very durable. 123 or some tries failed, right? And that's all wasted money. That's throwing money away. Carnauba wax, you know, your surfactants, your polymers, whatever product you're trying to build, is when you build something and it sucks, you got to throw it away. That's just throwing dollars in the trash. So lots of failures. And then there's the big failures, like we just aren't making it. Okay, we're not selling anything. And then there's all those little failures in between. And don't get me wrong, I don't even think we're near close. Like, I don't even want to consider us, oh, we made it. You know, we're not even close to that. And I never would ever say that, because then you're going to stop. You just have to get used to swallowing disappointment on a daily basis. You know, like
It's the American dream, bro. I try to tell people all the time. You have no idea how good it is.
It is. And, you know, people don't see the process because nobody sees you until you're successful, right? Nobody sees you till you get to that point or starting to be successful. That wasn't just like that. You know, there was a whole pathway. It was up and down and across.
Sure, there's times when things are just humming, man, and you're like, yes, dude, like this is exactly where I need to be at. And that's like, boom,
yep,
concrete wall. You're like,
Chris,
oh, this is where I'm comfortable at.
I know the answer to this, but, you know, someone put it, are his products white label or does he own the recipe?
Of course, that question was going to come out.
You knew that was happening, bro.
We make a lot of our own products, but we do white label some too. And I'm transparent about that. For me, it's a conversion thing. I don't want you to want a carpet shampoo and then go to some other site off of mine to get it and not come back when you can just find it right there. But our stuff works. Our white label products do work. They work well. We test them just like ours, and we generally sell them cheaper than the parent companies. And that's probably, I'd say, about 20% of our chemical line. Maybe 80% is ours, our recipes, or I'm making it right here myself.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to Chris for keeping it real. Speaking of keeping it real, our boy EC just sent us a text message. He wants to do EC Details wants to sponsor a giveaway.
Can I win it?
You can't win. He wants to buy your stuff though. So you you're kind of the winner. So
I kind of am.
Yeah. So am I coming up with a question on a spot here, Christian? Is this what you're telling me?
Here, let me finish.
I'm just letting the man know. That's all.
Let me finish answering the first question. We kind of trailed off there. So bringing a product to market, right? So you get this product that you want, right? And be it, you know, that guy brought up the white label thing. If you white labeled it, all that shit that I just talked about, it doesn't exist because you bought it, right? So there was no formulation. It's just there, right? And like, as far as white labeling is concerned, like if you got a product that works for you, you can be profitable with it. It does what you want it to. Who gives a shit where it comes from? I buy a lot of Kirkland shit. You know,
a lot of people do, man.
It's if you can get one made in house, that's cool. Support a small business like us that's doing that. But so you get the product there, right? We got a product, we put it out there. Nobody's gonna fucking buy it. So get used to that. We already covered that, right?
Right.
Until you get somewhat of that social proof of that, like what you put out there is good.
So what did you do to get that social proof? Because we did samples. We were dropping samples to people like Montana and Rice. You know what I mean? Just throwing samples left and right. And once people start, I mean, that's how it worked for us.
We did samples. And then one thing that we did also is that we like actually do product collabs with detailers. You know, we'll put a detailer's logo on our product. And we collab with them. That. For a good example, the CTX rinseless, that's Johan Delgado, right? He did the R&D testing for it. Okay, so I asked him because he's into rinseless washes. So I asked him what he was looking for in a rinseless, and we tried to build it around that. And then from there, you know, with Johan's input, we met Tim McLaughlin, this old detailing dude, great guy.
Old man Tim, baby.
Old man Tim.
Great dude. I mean,
small world.
Yeah, and like you just messaged me out of the blue, and you get like, that's one of the cool aspects of it on the back end. You get to meet and connect with people that you never even knew that you would meet and connect with. And there's some great people, you know, like we met Stan.
It's the best part of being in the industry.
Stud, like, so we started collabing with these people. Like Stan, he's we collab with him on our Infinite line of stuff. And Ono is kicking off. That's a great product. So that's kind of how we got out there. And then when you got detail, so just like with Phil, right? Nobody would even look at me to touch their hot rod. Now they look at Phil's truck, and now I'm busy.
Yeah.
Right. So you start putting this out there, and you get that social proof, right? So like for you guys with me, if a detailer asks me ever how to get smoke smell out, the first thing I'm gonna say is bio bombs. Matter of fact, my sister asked me a day before I use the bio bomb, so I'm gonna call her back and tell her get this, get it at the House of Rags.
That's what's up.
So,
So
they
you-
by the way, hold that thought. Delgado, I just want to mention, if you guys want to drop your favorite scent in the chat, let us know. But Pop and Cherry, Delgado, that's our guy too. We love that kid.
Yeah,
One of the nicest kids you'll ever meet.
he's the nicest guy ever.
I
There's
shouldn't call him
not
a kid. He's a young man, but he's
Yeah.
younger than me, so I say kid.
Yeah,
I don't mean any
God,
disrespect.
you're starting to get old, man. You're dropping that kid stuff on people.
Oh,
man.
I'm doing it too, though, Chris. Like,
I know it
I
happens,
want
dude.
kid.
It happens. It
Yeah,
happens. I
that
was
one
just
kid.
having a conversation earlier tonight before I jumped on the pod with somebody talking about the same thing. So I'm just the same.
Squash LLC. That's we drop a favorite scent. Yo, so listen, we got a segment that we got to start. It's called Fast as Fuck, boy. Hit the music, Chris. I know all of you been in the chat waiting for it.
We're not detailing.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some.
Now, I told you about this. This is the rapid fire.
All right.
So I got some questions, and I think we'll create some controversy.
Yeah, we never move fast through this. That's the irony behind the name.
We'll see who agrees with me in the chat. We got in a conversation today, and I want to know Crocs or not.
I don't own a pair of Crocs.
No, I like this guy more. No.
Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna say not.
Man, I'm not a Croc guy, but a lot of people out there are like, you don't understand. You know, Crocs are comfortable. Tell us what you think of the chat.
Everyone always wants to talk
Crocs,
about Crocs.
100%
I
barefoot
don't
shoes.
care. You look weird with them things on.
So
That's
then I
how
got
feel.
the
Sorry.
question is for Chris. I already know your answer, both your answers, and I'm a no Croc guy as well. So on the panel, it's 3-0.
Love
Now,
that.
the next question is, I'm sorry, Crocs with socks. Can you wear Crocs if you wear Crocs with socks? Is that acceptable?
This is America. You can do whatever you want.
I don't know, man. I think Crocs with socks is weird. Aren't Crocs supposed to be designed so you don't wear socks?
Yeah, but see, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I look at those things and I'm like, your feet are going to get cold.
They don't sell Crocs in Reno.
Right? No, I'm sure they do. I mean, I don't think anybody would wear them. I'm not one to talk about shoes. If you guys saw what I'm wearing on my feet right now, you'd probably laugh your ass off. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's the most warm, cozy.
No need to show. You know what I mean?
I mean, I can.
It's
on my
feet.
feet.
I'm trying to clip a chat here, and it's moving so quick. It said Crocs.
Slippers.
Oh wow. Okay. Crocs equal birth control.
Damn, dude.
Love
I guess
that.
they equal birth control. Okay. They're from home use only. I mean, listen.
I agree. Listen, if you're gonna have a pair of Crocs, they are without a doubt.
I love this.
To have a pair of home use only.
Cajun Reeboks.
Yo, I take offense to that. Time out. I take mad offense to that. I got so many pair of Reeboks in my. Yeah, you better choke.
Man.
I'm offended.
Yo.
You know what? I got a pair of.
I only Croc with sock. Is that Jamie or Eddie behind that statement?
Of course, it's probably Eddie. I see him as a Croc with sock guy.
I got
Crocs are so good.
I got a pair of PF Flyers. You know what those are?
I'll pull a baddie in Crocs. I want to see that baddie, and I want to see those Crocs. They better be camouflage with the 5 feet.
I would almost say that the baddies as good looking as the Crocs are. That's
wow. Shots fired. Shots
bang,
fired.
Bang, bang.
Okay.
We're not doing that. Sorry. That was a bad controversial topic. We're sitting
all
there
right. So we got another one though. But here's the thing. All right. Sandals with socks or not? Are you either or? Which is acceptable? Sandals with socks or not? So that means with sandals, but with socks or not?
Are they like the Teva ones that got like multiple points? Are we talking about those ones with just like the two leather straps? Are we talking about slider? Like what are we talking?
We're not talking about the flip flops between the toes. We're talking about the Birkenstock sandals.
Birkenstock sandals, no.
Birkenstock sandals with
such an
socks.
opinion on this. It's going to be
Your foot wears into that. They're not made for a sock. Like
right, but dudes do it all the time, though, right?
Listen, man, I think the only man that ever looked good wearing sandals was Jesus, man, and that's the way I feel about it. I'm sorry,
but Jesus didn't do it with socks.
I'm sorry, I'm just saying.
Well,
I know, but he's the only man that rocks sandals that ever could do it and get away with it. Don't wear sandals at all.
Yeah, you got to be the son of God for that. Like,
I feel like we got to make like a side bet, and the punishment's got to be you got to wear sandals.
That'd be brutal.
Yeah, like straight up,
That'd be
and it's got to be sandals,
bro. That'd be
sandals
worse
with-
than when I did the
sandals-
CrossFit games and the chick wanted to shave my beard, and I told her
Yeah.
if I won, I had to shave her head.
It's got to be. It's got to be
shaved her head, too.
sandals
Damn right I
with
did in
tube
front of 30
socks with
people.
stripes on the top. That's the punishment. We'll figure out that bet.
Stop, man. My stomach's hurting, man. You keep
All right.
doing that.
Flip flops or not? The flip flops.
Yeah, I like flip flops.
I'm a flip flop guy.
Listen,
Give me
if
the
you're gonna
flip
wear
flops.
anything, flops got to be it. I can't wear them, but
Are you afraid to show your feet? Are you shy about your feet?
No, my feet need. Listen, when I go to like the beach or anything like that or whatever, I'm walking on the boardwalk. I got my white Reeboks. I'm chilling. As soon as I hit the sand, I just take my shoes off. I want my feet to be in the sand. You know.
You're
Outside of
hiding-
that, man, you never know what
bottom
goes
of my
on in
feet.
life. Having open toes and open feet, you're just asking for an issue if something goes down. I'm not a master of my kicks. So, like, I would rather just be able to dig in with my feet. Most of the time, you got to try to get away from a bad situation, right? You can't be doing that in freaking flip-flops.
I don't know, man.
Stub your toe on the sidewalk.
It sounds like you're shy about your feet. You're hiding your feet. I don't think you
man,
let
I'll
people
pull the
know.
dogs out right now. It's not like that. I just, I feel like if you're going to expose your feet, they should be exposed, not like with a little G-string in them.
A little.
Yeah, but see, I
I'm
can't,
just saying,
I
man.
can't walk across my garage floor without something. Like the bottoms of my feet are really sensitive, so I always have something on the bottom. But in the summer, if I'm detailing, I'm actually washing the car. Like, dude,
No,
that
I
water
feel
gets-
you. Listen, I'm gonna get canceled for this, but I got bitch feet like crazy, dude. I got
Yeah,
the
me too.
softest feet ever, bro. If
Yeah.
I walk
What?
on, I'm
Yeah,
telling
can't
you,
do
I
it.
got
Hold
like
on,
princess.
hold on.
I got
Hold on.
princess and a pea feet, dude. Like
I
if
have
I
to
have a
make
hard
up
time standing in the shower barefoot. because
Hold
of
on.
my
I got to
feet are
write
so
this
sensitive.
down. Timestamp 4138 for
Yo.
clip or short of Christian saying he has bitch feet. Note. Period. End.
I gotta remember we do this and it's on a live thing, and we're gonna be like notoriously on the internet for the rest of our lives saying
He
these things.
said I got bitch feet. I didn't expect
And
to
I said
hear
I was
that
going to
tonight.
get canceled for it, so I apologize to any
Wow.
females listening. It was not meant to be a derogatory dig at all. It's
all
just
right,
saying
well,
that
listen.
I'm very weak when it comes to walking.
I know
on
that
things
my
that
peeps that are in the channel that got foot fetishes posted on IG, Godfrey. I like that idea. Digital terrorism. So I know,
it's a problem.
my feet people are going to be mad because we're moving away from the feet and we're going to move something else. More disgusting, peeps or candy corn. You can say you like them though, but I think they both
don't like either of them.
Thank you. These are basic candies that should not be eaten, and I feel like when you eat them,
why are you gonna make a candy that's like wax, dude? Like,
listen. I got
yeah.
no beef with candy corn, peeps, and me. I used to enjoy them when I was a kid, not anymore. I mean,
dude,
I
just
like
eat a
candy
marshmallow.
corn.
Like,
I like
just eat
candy
marshmallow.
corn.
Candy
I get
corn
down with
sucks.
candy corn, yeah.
I'm with you,
Peeps
Tanner.
peeps are disgusting. I mean, they're just like marshmallow sprinkled sugar with like dye on them. You know, like
it's not. They made it in the shape of a bird. Like,
I like
you
this.
could have a better staple Easter candy, I think.
Yeah, give me the chocolate bunny.
The
Like,
Reese's
don't be-
eggs. The Reese's eggs. man.
Cadbury cream eggs, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
Peeps
yeah,
are
I like
the worst.
I like the caramel ones, not the.
Yeah, they're banging.
Yeah.
Yeah, PC. I knew people come strong with this. Peeps are the child crack. Okay. Wow.
Candy
Neither.
corn.
We got a lot of
Candy corn's
neither
the
here.
bomb, bro. Peeps
Got
are
a
the
lot-
worst. I mean, I agree with that all day.
Both are trash. Yeah, I'm with you there. Dark
Gary,
Knight.
stop being selective to all your comments, bro. Favorite.
What do you mean selective? What are you? Or you feel like
There's
I'm
got to
not
be
good-
somebody in there that likes candy corn. Nope.
Nah,
Everybody's
man.
in here talking junk on
You're
it.
just
Whatever.
you're just a savage
That's
on the
cool,
candy
man.
corn.
I've always been on alone.
Yeah, I
I'm
won't
all
do it. You know what else I can't do?
The thing is though,
Like
if
the
you told
robin
me
egg, the robin eggs, those things make me want to throw up the texture in the middle.
Oh, you don't like malt balls?
No, I do
wait,
not.
mothballs. You meant
malt balls.
Well, I swear you said mothballs. my friend.
I
I
said
actually enjoy the
mothballs.
smell of mothballs though. Like, hey,
You like
next
the smell of
bio bomb scent.
mothballs?
Yeah,
That's wild. I
Can
can't.
you
I
make
can't
me?
sign
Can you
that
make
one.
me a mothball scented bio bomb?
If you want to do, we'll get it done for you.
A
Can't
mothball
wait.
scented bio bomb.
Nah,
Wow.
Or bio
Nah,
bar. I'm
We
sorry.
we could call it God's waiting room or something like that. That's what we could call
I
the
want to
scent.
start running some tests with the peppermint, right? Because a lot of people store their vehicles in the wintertime and they have a problem with like infestations and stuff like that. And peppermint's one of those things that can kind of keep rodents out of a vehicle. So if anybody in the chat has a vehicle that you're storing or whatever through the wintertime and you want to try to give this a run for us or whatever, definitely would appreciate that because we got to try to see if that'll
Wow.
work.
They said red fours and candy corn. Wow. You just ruined Christian's life right there.
Listen,
Yeah.
I still dip every once in a while. I'm not a refined, like I still make bad food choices, bro. I'm just trying.
I don't
to be
like
better.
marshmallows. Got you.
You
What's
know?
the point? Peppermint eucalyptus. Who's talking about? All right, we're moving on to the next question. All right, black licorice versus red licorice.
Hold up. We can pause real fast.
No, so
Only
okay,
person I see with elegance wearing flip flops is Tim McLaughlin.
I could agree with that. He
I
looks like a
co-sign
guy that
that.
could wear some flip flops. I'm
I
actually
co-sign that. He's close to Jesus, so
yeah, I'm gonna meet him tomorrow for the first time in person. So
that's what's up, dude.
yeah,
Give him a hug for me, man.
I will.
So black licorice versus red licorice.
I think if it's red, it's not licorice.
Yeah, it's the truth now.
It's a red vine.
Correct.
Give me black licorice. That's where I'm at. Give it to me all day long.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
If you're gonna have it now, I personally, I mean, I'm not gonna go towards black licorice, but if it's one of the only, I'll bang some Good and Plenty back though. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't mind good plenties. I don't mind.
That's
good.
underrated.
Not my first
And a
choice,
lot of
though.
people hate on that.
Not my first choice. Like you see the Good and Plenty, and it's there. And I don't know how I've ever ended up with a Good and Plenty. I don't think I've ever bought one, but I've eaten them and they're not bad. Maybe Halloween or something like that.
Yeah, Halloween. It's the only place you ever got Good and Plenty from. Nobody ever buys it.
If you think Twizzlers are still good, you're behind the development of the human race. That's all.
Yeah, see, the Twizzler red vines are not good.
Yeah,
they gotta be the
I
red.
used to
like
love
the
them when I was
texture.
a kid, and then I found
you didn't know any better. That's all right. You know,
shit in it. Yeah.
You know what? You know what the weirdest candy was when you were a kid, at least for me, was the Fun Dip, where you would get the chalk flavor like stick, and you would dip it in there. You remember having a Fun Dip?
Yeah, I have some this Halloween. I don't actually eat the stick. I don't like it. I just pour the thing.
I would eat the stick.
Something about sitting there putting a stick in my mouth, going like this and sucking on it just doesn't.
Oh, Jesus. We're gonna clip that one too.
That doesn't even.
Gotta watch what you say on this podcast. It turns into a viral
well, no, I mean that's the
reel
action
so
of it.
fast.
Like so I
sure.
just opened the powder pack and pour it out, and then
I'm gonna start making like a soundboard for my TikTok lives if we're on there and just start hitting it like, and I could just have Nighthawk going. I like when there's a stick in my mouth. Boop boop. Just play it.
No, I said I dislike it.
We could change that though. That's the beauty of digital terrorism. All right.
That's
I
not
know
me
the
doing any of
Latins.
That's all Godfrey.
I know the Latins.
Cigarettes were the shit too.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
That was a good one.
They were good. They
Candy
stopped making
cigarettes
them now, though. I think like the sugar ones, like the bubblegum ones were. They were all right. They were trash bubble gum, but I remember
what
the sugar
bubble
ones,
gum
they
I
were good
liked
ones.
actually is the old baseball card bubble gum. I really actually
Big League
enjoyed that.
Chew?
Bubble gum. No, the ones that came in the pack of baseball.
Oh, the baseball gum, like
Yeah.
the hard ass stick that was in the tops or
and it
whatever.
kind of took on the flavor of the cardboard and the ink because it was all jammed in there
And you
together.
bit it and it broke up into
Yep.
pieces because it was just completely
And the piece falls on the ground and you're like, oh, it fell on the ground, but you know you're gonna pick it up and eat it anyways.
And two, you would be wrong. I will not eat. I will eat black licorice, but not a Twizzler. And I will never ever wear Crocs, especially not with socks.
Yeah,
no doubt. I feel like I'm Dr. Seuss saying that sentence. But
that was damn close.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know, man. Crocs are a whole nother thing. But I know this next question is probably going to get some of the Latins in the chat a little upset. But we'll see. Coquito or eggnog?
Ooh, eggnog.
Oh, Christian.
Never had coquito.
I can't listen. I can't speak on that, Godfrey. We had a pre.
Well, you can leave that detail out of it. Did you taste the coquito?
The coquito was good.
Okay, or the eggnog?
Never had it. Never had it.
I've had it.
I love eggnog too, though. I'm a seasonal dude, man. You know,
I'm gonna go coquito. I'm gonna go coquito. I do love eggnog, but made right. If you get the right person to make it. Some of you don't know. My dog's name is Coquito. All right, am I saying the name? You booze, you lose. Coquito all day. See, Wilson knows what's up. He knows what's up. Now wait. Some eggnog sucks and some slaps. Listen, I need that retranslated, sir. I don't know what that means, but listen. I think coquito because it has alcohol in it, or it tastes like it. I don't know.
I've never even heard of this thing. Like, what is this coquito?
It's Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you should get some. Make it a point. It's seasonal. You can make the recipe. But I got it. We got a definition here from John Weber. Coquito is a Puerto Rican beverage made with vanilla, coconut milk, coconut cream, rum, and spices that is traditionally served during the December holidays. That's my radio voice. You guys like that? So, John Weber, thank you for that. I appreciate that definition. But coquito is pretty damn awesome, in my opinion. So I discovered
like how
it 2
you
years
put
ago.
in there too, like traditionally made during the holidays, like not what it is, when it is too.
Yeah.
You know?
But you can make it all year long. Yeah, I feel like if they sold,
that man cares. That man cares.
But Godfrey get on that stuff. We went out to dinner. He's always grabbing like White Russians and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like that's Godfrey's steez. He likes that kind of stuff. After
dirty martini. Dirty martini. I'll do that.
Yeah, you do throw dirty martinis in there. So that's usually before though. You're an after
You-
drink guy. You're like a White Russian kind of cat.
Yeah, man. Well, you got to mix it up. When you're going back to the beautiful Westgate after SEMA, you got to try to put some spice in the life in the night there. Between the Jaeger bombs getting thrown at you, I'm not complaining. And then I can only drink so many dirty martinis. I'm like, you know what? Let me have a White Russian at this point. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I'm a fan of the White Russians.
Yeah. And I'm just like, you know what? Let me just dip into there. And sometimes the bartender's like, wow, did you just order a White Russian? I'm like, yeah, I did. And they actually were able to make it. I'm surprised. Sometimes they can't. If they say they don't have the ingredients, just walk away.
It's a very chill drink, man.
Yeah, it makes me think of the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Right. So the next one I got for you: ketchup on a steak or anything at all.
Ketchup on a hot dog and a hamburger. That's it. You don't put ketchup on a steak. You don't put ketchup in your macaroni and cheese. You don't put ketchup on your eggs. We talked about this last night, Godfrey.
We do put ketchup on eggs, and we do put ketchup on macaroni and cheese.
No,
don't do that anymore. It's like Christy said to you last week. That's childish, man.
No, please.
Grow up.
Please.
Yeah,
you guys just don't know. So
ketchup
let me ask you a question.
He's like trying to bring back. He's trying to get everybody all fired up again at the end of the podcast.
Well, I don't do ketchup.
I was in a good
steak.
mood till that came out, and you put steak in there.
I don't do ketchup on.
I had a steak tonight, and literally, it's like if I would have even thought about putting ketchup on it, I'd want to hang myself.
Yeah, I would never put ketchup on a steak, but I have seen this. All right, I'll give you a quick story time with the Godfrey. So you guys talk about all these condiments and everything, and I was dating this nice Brazilian lady. Okay, I went over her place. Everybody there was Portuguese and Brazilian, and she was trying to tell me that the best pizza that you can get is 7-Eleven pizza, and I said,
it ain't bad.
Maybe like if she was in Brazil, but in the United States and Philly, we got pizza places abundant. Okay,
they make them in like a minute though.
Listen,
go in, pick a frozen pizza out, and it's a pizza in a minute.
Well, what I got for it, and you don't even need to know the place. I could just tell you the name's Giovanni's. You know the pizza's better. Boom, it's already over, right? Just by the name. Yeah. I brought that pizza in, right? Put it on the table. I'm the only American English speaker there. Some of them speak English, some don't. I know a little bit of Portuguese, but the girl I was dating was bilingual. Brought a pizza over for everyone. I said, I'm going to show you what a real pizza is, right? I hear the fridge open, get my slice. Out of the corner of my eye, I see like what the fuck are they grabbing the mustard for? And I see mayonnaise, and I see ketchup, and I'm like, the fuck? And they start dipping the pizza in there. I'm like, whoa,
hey,
what? I'm like, hello, Philadelphia PD. We have a crime I have to report. Get here right now.
Yeah.
And they were like, what's wrong? I'm like, are you putting mustard on pizza? I felt like I was in the school cafeteria when the kid would just put mustard on the square pizza in the school.
To me, it's like barbecue sauce on a pizza. Why?
I was like, yo, what are we doing here?
Chicken chunks or something on it, like a barbecue chicken pizza, makes sense, right?
The mayo though
doesn't to me.
The mayo, I was pissed
barbecue
off.
Chicken pizza is pretty good, bro.
I can't do it.
All right, and I asked them, they're like, oh no, this is normal. So the way they made their pizza, it's normal over there. But I'm like, this is not Brazilian pizza. Doing what they did,
that's not normal.
They would put
I want somebody in the chat to reach out. You said Brazilian?
Brazilian. They said, listen, if someone's Brazilian, you can co-sign this or not, let me know. But I know that I saw a pizza assaulted, and I almost had to call the police and press charges because it was, even for me, I was like, no, this is not allowed. I'm sorry. But
have you ever seen anybody eating a Snickers bar with a knife and a fork? I've seen.
No. Where was this at?
Yeah, dude. No. It was back at my hometown when I was growing up.
we seen somebody eating chicken wings with a knife and a fork.
Yeah, I mean, that I could see. They're pretty messy, but I've seen somebody sit down and park with a knife and a fork and eat his Snickers bar.
That makes sense.
Was a dude too?
Yeah.
Our boy Stan's not Russian, he's Ukrainian, but I think he likes putting mayonnaise on everything too. So I think
his Zax, he's got an industrial sized 5-gallon bucket of mayonnaise dipping his Zaxby's chicken in it with the Virginia Slim sticking out one side. Just
pack of Pall Malls rolled up into the shirt, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Stan.
You don't smoke no Pall Malls. He smokes Virginia Slims. Don't let him fool you.
Yo, Virginia Slims are the official cigarette of your old grandma playing slots in a smoking session in a casino. That's who smokes Virginia Slims. They got a lot. You get lost at the casino. I'm like, what am I doing around here? Why does it smell like smoke? And you see this lady with this beehive hairdo and this long drag, and you zoom in. You're like, That's a Virginia Slim 1000. I'm in the smoking section. All right, let me get out of here. You know, I've seen that before. You know, it's all true. There's only certain people that smoke that stand. We got to have a talk after the show, man. It's Virginia Slim 1000s. Wow. So
Tanner Bauer says only eat Snickers with the vein side down.
Wow.
So I don't think these type of comments come in any other podcast. I don't know why, but I just feel like everybody.
My guy said vein down.
He said vein down. I don't think any other podcast media has this type of crazy banter going on in it.
Listen, I think Devil, we could tell people how to eat stuff, you know, in good spirit though, right? I won't judge you. Just like if I pull out some mac and cheese at MTE, I don't want to hear no complaints. All right, I'm just gonna eat my food peacefully.
Don't do that in front of me, bro.
I'm gonna do it from a distance. Like, so
make sure Jared knows. Don't buy no ketchup. We got no ketchup in the house at all. Dude, I don't care if Godfrey slides you a 20 on the side. I give you 40. No ketchup in the crib.
You don't think I'm gonna have some rations in my backpack?
If you want to bring ketchup packs, that's fine. I'm gonna record that shit and make it. That's gonna be a highlight reel on the podcast when we get back.
It's okay. I got highlights too. So listen,
you can't listen. Jared's coming down with us. Our boy Jared's coming down, and he's a pretty decent, top-notch chef. So like, he's gonna be cooking up some pretty good stuff. Guys will be like, "Yeah, pass the ketchup, please." Like, no, this dude's gonna have a heart attack. Like, no ketchup for you.
I hope that he sits down and throws some ketchup on something, and you guys are like, "Wow, what happened here?"
Take out and some like gourmet mac and cheese, and Godfrey pulls out his bottle of Heinz.
I won't do it with gourmet mac and cheese. If it's like really nice mac and cheese, I won't do it with that. But or homemade mac and cheese to someone's place. But if it's box craft mac and cheese, yeah, ketchup right on it.
What's
all
wrong?
Right, so yo, before we get sidetracked, I want to do this giveaway that EC was talking about doing. Let me just make sure I double check here. So we're gonna do a trivia question. Chris, I got the question. I need you to answer it though. This is gonna be for an undisclosed amount on Eddie Cologne. You guys can get in touch with him and he'll tell you what he's giving you or whatever. But it's gonna be.
You don't want Chris to answer it.
No, he's got it. He knows the answer to the question that I'm going to ask.
Okay.
So only he can look in the comments and say, "Hey, this is the number," or whatever, or this is, you know. So, the question is this: how many different products are currently available through Nighthawk on the website?
Oh shit, dude, I don't.
You don't have the number? Don't say it. Don't say it. You got.
I don't know the number though. That's a thing. That's a terrible question. Yeah. I mean, we got stuff on there though that like we had in the very beginning that I don't even remember that we have until somebody orders it. Hang on one sec.
Well,
oh really?
You're gonna have to tabulate this.
All right, we'll just tabulate it up. We'll just keep it moving. We'll figure it out at some point. Everyone's just putting in random numbers at this point, so we're gonna have a headache by the time this question's over. But that's cool.
Yeah, hold on.
Always a struggle, but during this time when Chris is trying to remember how many products he has online on the website. I'd like to take this moment to do my weekly apology.
Oh, here we go.
Just want to make sure everybody knows we apologize. Last week, we thought it was Blue Monday, but it was not Blue Monday. Blue Monday was actually yesterday. So there it is. I'm on a record right now. I think I'm 3 weeks in a row right now, Godfrey, on apologies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you really need to apologize for that, but
I mean, whatever. You know, street's a street.
I'm
not trying to mess it up. I don't think I'm looking back now. I think I've done pretty good this podcast. It might just be a he's on fire streak of 3, and after that, the ball goes past the
Logan, 1 to 100 won't work. This isn't Price is Right. You're disqualified.
Yeah, and 1 to 100, so you can't even do that on Price is Right anyway. It'd be like 101 or 106.
And do hard shit.
Are we talking about hard work products or ones like out of stock products too, or?
You can pick whatever you want, and we'll go with that.
We'll go with
that's great.
Product.
Grape Jello. I don't know about Jello. I can't do Jello.
We got every single number in the chat that possibly could be written from 0 to 100 at this point. You guys made this one a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's crazy that I can't even answer it. Like I'm trying to find.
I mean, listen, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a.
It's all good.
Well, this is what we're gonna do. You guys keep putting the guesses in the chat, and we're gonna find out who we're gonna find the real number and contact the winner later on.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
That sounds perfect.
Now,
while we're at it, real fast, we do have to have a couple announcements. We're going to MTE. That's coming up next week, right? Next week. Yeah, it's next week. So we're gonna do a podcast next Tuesday. We're heading out on Wednesday to head down to MTE. So if anybody's down at Mobile Tech, make sure you come check us out. We got a pretty cool setup at the booth. You got a little picture wall set up, and it'll be pretty cool. We'll get some stuff online, have you guys see the booth or whatever for anybody who can't show up. That's a big thing I wanted to kind of talk about. We are going to be, Godfrey and myself are going to be on the Detail Solution podcast this Friday at 8 p.m. I believe we're going on 7 or 8. Godfrey, what was it?
I think it was 7 o'clock. Wait,
No, it was 8. We moved it to 7.
7 o'clock.
Because we like to talk and not shut up. So outside of that, I think that's pretty much it in regards to what we got from announcements, right? Everything else? I missed something?
That's it pretty much. I'm thinking, once it gets confirmed by Nighthawk.
That's fine.
I'll get back to you guys on the number. I can't see the total products from my phone.
We'll figure it out, but there is a consistent number I'm seeing out there that I think might be the number, but we'll figure it out.
What is it? What's the number?
59 is the number that I'm seeing that is pretty consistently out there.
59?
Yeah.
It'd be somewhere close to that. Would be somewhere close to that.
We'll figure it out. The suspense and the amount will be revealed to the winner.
Yep. And we'll count out of stock active, right? So there's deactivated ones out of. So if it's active, we'll count it, and I'll give you a number.
You just let us know what that magic number is, bro. You can say 7.
Well, the question was how many products are available. So that means that if they're out of stock, they can come back in, right?
Okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the question?
Say yes. I would say I would include out of stock products as long
as
out
of stock.
As long as they're coming
if it's on the web, if it's on the website,
you can see it. If you can see it, we'll count it.
There you go.
And obviously, guys, most importantly, be sure to support small business. If you guys haven't tried out Chris's stuff, dude, he just sent over some samples to us as soon as the weather breaks out here. It's been 17 degrees and 12 degrees the past couple of days. But as soon as the weather breaks out here, we're going to give a bunch of his stuff a try over here on both Godfrey and my vehicles, man. So if you don't get a chance to, if you haven't got a chance to give his stuff a try, make sure you check out his website. There's a word on the street that our man EC Details is trying out some of your rinseless as well right now, right?
You made that video. I appreciated that video. And I've been texting him. Yeah. I actually meant to send him a video of another one, but I'm a slacker. So I didn't get around to it. But I did get to show him our double tap the other day in some videos, and that's pretty cool.
Nice. Should we end on a signature question that we like to ask everybody, which is loyalty or respect? Chris, Nighthawk, which do you prefer?
I prefer loyalty, honestly. And I think that respect comes hand in hand with loyalty. I also think that respect is common and loyalty is uncommon. So I like to go for things that are more rare. You can respect somebody and still not be loyal. I mean, loyalty is something that it like I said, it's few and far between. So yeah, I'm going to go with loyalty on that.
Word.
And one last thing, and we're going to sign off. One thing you think new detailers, have been missing getting into the industry. Just one thing. You don't have to give like a 10-minute explanation. You can just say one topic.
Nighthawk brand, baby. Duh.
Well,
yeah,
not
that's
product.
It. Nighthawk brand and bio bombs. Right.
But like one thing you see them skipping out on that like you think that's a must when you first start out.
An actual desire and want to detail. If you're getting into detailing because you saw a social media influencer talking about how much money they make, if you're getting into it for that, don't get into it, because all that's going to lead to is some dude like me picking up all your brand new Rupes shit for pennies on the dollar.
There you go. And with that, we like to end with some controversy. Don't be slacking, because Chris is gonna buy all your Rupes. But with that being said, folks, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. We're gonna try to end on time. Way more than like we did in the past couple of weeks. We're almost there. And like I said, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the continued support. Subscribe, like, sharing is caring. Thank you, Chris, for coming on.
Hey, thank you guys for having me, man. What an honor. I appreciate it.
Pleasure, brother.
Appreciate it.
First of many.
Yeah, appreciate it. And like I said, we're going to be live next week, and then we're going to give you some highlights of MTE when we're coming back. We got a lot of great stuff coming up, and thank you for the support. And this is D. Godfrey saying goodbye, Christian saying goodbye, Nighthawk, and Wood saying goodbye.
Bye.
Stay fresh, y'all.
Say
later.
They went